The networking matters more than ever at in-person events. People who plan conferences know that people come to conferences for two reasons. They come for the education and the learning, and they come for the networking opportunities. And yet, after the last couple of years, we have learned that you can provide the learning, the education, you can provide that via online platforms. However, those networking opportunities, those serendipitous hallway conversations where people come together, have conversations, make a connection that eventually leads to more business opportunities, those are really hard to do in a virtual situation. Therefore, in 2022, people are ready to come back to business events. Companies and associations are trying to find the way to make sure that they can safely plan gatherings where people will come together and thrive and network. But if you're putting together an event, you have to actually set the tone for creating an atmosphere where people are going to connect. The old way of just having a happy hour with an open bar, that's not enough. People expect more, people want more, but they need you when you're organizing the meeting. They need you to set it up to create a culture for connection. So if you're planning a meeting, you need to think these things through long in advance before you create your agenda, because the networking can't just be a sideline thing. It has to be weaved in through the whole conference. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that every speaker and your master of ceremonies and every VIP who's on your planning committee and the board of your organization, that everyone is there to lead by example. The day of the talking head on the stage, that sage on the stage who comes in and gives a speech, and then their entourage takes them out the back door, puts them in a limo and takes them to the airport, those days are gone. You need to hire speakers who will be part of your community before the event, while they're on site, and then long after the event. You need to negotiate with your speakers that they can't just speak and leave. If nothing else, they have to stay through the next break or the next meal. But even better if they stay for the whole day and into the evening when they speak, because people want to talk to the speakers, but most won't rush the stage and go up and stand in line. Many people would rather have that opportunity to talk to them during the coffee break, in the hallways, or at the bar later in the afternoon. So you need to make sure that your speakers have decided to be a partner and that they will set the tone for having conversations with everybody who's there. The second thing that you need to do is you need to remind people why the networking opportunities are so important. So that's one of the things I do when I speak at a conference. I'm known as the conference catalyst because what I do is I change the whole vibration of how people look at the networking. It's no longer just something that's there for the extroverts to go have fun at happy hour or the party. Introverts are actually better networkers, but sometimes they need to be guided on how to take control of their natural ability to make better connections, because they'll ask more questions, they'll listen, and they don't just take it for granted that they're the star of the show when everybody comes in. So you want to make sure that there's explanations given to everybody so that people are reminded that we're all here at the event for the same thing. And then the final tip is you want to make sure you create a schedule that has a lot of white space, a lot of time built in for people to have those serendipitous hallway conversations. When I talk to people about what was the best part of this conference, it often was something that was never on the agenda. And it just happened when they had that conversation with someone as they walked out of a workshop. They were able to stand in the hallway and talk for a while about what they learned and how they're going to implement that back in their office. And those serendipitous hallway conversations don't have to be left to chance. You can actually plan for serendipity. So when you're making your schedule, make sure that you're not just allowing 10 minutes between sessions so that people have to run from one room to another. You want to build the networking in and then make sure that before the event, you're reminding people that that's the best way to use that time, that running back to your room and checking email, not the best use of time. Talking to the other participants, being part of the community, that's the best use. So networking in 2022 and beyond is going to be more important at live events than it ever has been in the past. So I'm going to continue to make some videos on this. So make sure you subscribe right down there to this channel, but also I'm willing to jump on a phone call with any meeting planner and just talk about things you can do to make sure that you have a culture of connection at your next event. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and I hope our paths cross again.